Good morning again. I'm just plowing through these today, kind of like how I just plowed through reading them. It is Sunday, August 31st. It's about maybe 20 after 6 in the morning. This is my third this is my third video of a book review by this same author in a row. I am just knocking shit off my desk left, right, and center as fast as I could. Although reading these books from her were also extremely fast too. It literally took me so much longer to write my notes than it did to read the book twice. So, without further ado, today we are talking about Cosmic Coffee by Dr. Donna Clovis. This is published by Balboa Press, which is a division of Hay House, which I believe is a vanity press. Again, another one of these extremely large novelettes that are out there. Coming in at a full 104 pages, which is the largest published work that I have seen. And includes a foreword. I mean, this is about 109 pages, or 104 pages, about 15 to 20% larger than the others. But the way the writing goes is, here's your full chapter there on one side of the page. And if the chapter ends on that side of the page, the other chapter is empty. The other reverse page is empty, so the back side of it is empty. And it's 45 pages are blank. Now, what she's also done in this one, which wasn't in the last novel I read, or whatever you want to call it, she has these appendices that she likes to throw in the back of her books, too. There's about 18 pages of appendices. So they're just rehashed over and over again. So if you take the 104 pages, take out the 45 pages that are blank, take out the 18-page appendix, you're only left with 41 pages with words upon them. And of these 41 pages, you'll get things like this. It's a 3-word chapter. That's the entire chapter. So, at $11.99 per buying this retail, again, I'll leave it up to you to decide whether you're getting your money's worth. So, here we are. This is the final of these free books which I picked up. And mind you, every single one of them is personally signed by the author. Enjoy, Dr. Donna Clovis. Actually, the last one was very interesting because I think I noticed it was done in like 2 different inks. Okay, let that wash out come in there. So it says, Dr. Donna Clovis, a gift for you. The signature being in black ink and does not seem to be faltering off at the end of the last letter. And then the benediction, or whatever you want to call it, is the inscription, is in blue ink. So it's like she signed them all and then added the well wishes separately. So make of that what you will. I had actually picked all these up in one of those little library things that people are building in the front of their homes. Librariettes, maybe. A kind of like take a book that people are putting out there. Because, books are pretty special, so you want to not throw them away if you can. You want to pass them along, you donate them to libraries, you put them in one of these leave one, take one boxes. But again, don't let the larger page count fool you here. There are actually less pages with words on them in this edition than in the previous books that I reviewed. Which naturally starts with a foreword, discussing how the following pages you will read. Get ready for this. You will be an inspiration. You will read. The following pages will be an inspiration to you. So let us set our expectations to the enormous height that the author, Dr. Donna Clovis, has laid out for us. This summer, I was reading a lot of these things, by the way, at the side of a pool. We belong to one in the neighborhood. You bring the family. The kids will play. You get to read a book on the side. I was actually taking my notes as I was reading. And at this point in my notes, I had just read through the 8 quick chapterettes, and I had to take a pause because I'm inspired. Because it teaches us that we exist in a universe. Our inner light guides our path through the forest, through the infinite, through our strength. Inhale, exhale. And then we are lost, the darkness of the forest engulfing. We stumble. Our path, she is blocked. An obstacle from the universal secrets that surround us. Until the restorative song of the earth illuminates us. It shines a path forward for us, toward enlightenment. But the journey toward enlightenment is truly spoiled. Not just by useless platitudes, but by more poor editing. You know, page 45, a spilling, sparkling starlight, poof, twilight, twinkling. Or instead of a simple word of, sparkling starlight of twilight twinkling is just PF. Page 41 before that. And for the, comma, we are grateful. Missing the what we are grateful for. And for the, we are grateful. Items that a simple, common MS Word word processor would flag as being not right. It would be underlined in a red, or a blue, or a green underline, depending upon the type of error it is. The word processor does the work for the author. And then what follows is an 800-page metaphor about love. I obviously exaggerate, because 800-page metaphor is a metaphor in this case, because 800 pages is 8 times many pages as were printed in this novella, if you count both sides. But it's chapterette after chapterette of God's love, the universe loves, quantum love. And I mentioned that powerful chapter 39 at the top of this book review. There are more syllables. And I mentioned that powerful chapter 39 at the beginning of the book review. There are more syllables saying chapter 39 than are written in that little chapterette. Just a chant. Om Shanti Om. And there's full chapterettes of I see you. You are the miracle. My light shines your light. Try this again. And I mentioned that powerful chapter 39 at the top of the book review. And there are more syllables in saying chapter 39 than are written in the chapterette. It's just a chant. Om Shanti Om. And they're full chapterettes of I see you. You are the miracle. My light sees your light. Oh. And then there are the appendices. They have returned. Like I said, they took some time off during the Kingfisher, but they've returned at the end. So, in the opinion of this reader, this, to me, was a book of nothing. And I would be pissed if I paid money for these things. Because I have to wonder, how in the name of Zeus's butthole did this person win awards? Is writing just that easy? Or have the people of the 21st century just given up on taste and recognition of style? Let me go back to the beginning, okay? Here I have, put them all together, 8 books by this author, Dr. Donna Clovis. And I'll reiterate, I found these books for free in 2 of those little street-side libraries that people put in front of their homes. And each and every single one of these is personally signed. Every one of them. So either none of these books exist without a signature, or these signed books were not cherished by anyone in the homes that had these. Going back to the beginning, it started out when I read this one, A Cup of Tea in Wonderland. Okay? Clearly a reflection of Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures Through the Looking Glass. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and Through the Looking Glass, and what Alice found there. Novels that I cherish dearly, even though I can't say them. Now, recently in our society, they term things out there called woke Hollywood. And unfortunately, these days, you've seen older, cherished items slowly being stripped away. You can no longer look forward to things that have long-lasting legacies like James Bond, started in 1961. Doctor Who, started in 1963. Star Wars began in 1977. Indiana Jones in 1981. And even modern superhero movies. You can go back to 1989 for Michael Keaton's Batman, and later 2008 for Iron Man. In fact, South Park did a fantastic iteration of this in their 8th episode of season 12 called The China Problem, where Disney is just destroying their old properties. Just raping them horribly. But these novels by Lewis Carroll came out in 1865 and 1871 respectively. Time-old traditions in children's storytelling. And here, Dr. Donna Clovis uses the sacrosanct nature of them to lure readers into this novella. And by doing so, wipes her ass with the content, drags it through the mud, puts it down on paper, and placed it out there. With things like this on the cover. It's clickbait for books. It's the very reason which the cliche, don't judge a book by its cover, is out there in the universe. Because it goes both ways. A very plain vanilla cover of a book may house a variety of knowledge and wonder within its pages. Whereas a shining and alluring cover on a book might not be worth the paper it's printed on. So it's important to see past the images, past the veneer, and judge for yourself what's inside and in the pages. Well, I have done that. I've done it for myself. I've done it for you. All these pages, which by the way, half of them are probably blank or bullshit. Not bullshit like the writing's bad, just there's nothing on it. Or rehashed appendices over and over and over again for 18 pages at a time. I've gone through all this. And I think that I've wasted enough of my time on these already. Thank God I'm not reading all of her works, just the ones that were thrown out. I've looked past the covers and opened the pages therein. And I'm judging these things as drivel. But as I say, see for yourself. I'm sure if you're in New Jersey, especially in the central or maybe northern parts of the central Jersey, you may find some of these in the throw-out bins of a pop-up library like I did. As for me, I don't even want to have these on my shelf. I'm going to put this whole lot up on eBay. Although I'm not hoping for much. Presently, if I look on eBay it was yesterday, August 30th, 2025, there were 70 lots on eBay for this author out there. And they range from $5.49 to $55.38. But there was no recent sales in the advanced search whatsoever. But one thing has let me walk away from this on the positive. It's heightened my belief. Because on my bucket list, I have an item of writing a novel one day. And And after seeing this, it can be a lot closer than I thought it could be. Especially if all I have to do is just spend the money and boom, it's out there in the world. So, truly attainable. So, I've never meant this channel and these reviews to go very negative. I know some people are making tons of money by doing that, but I'm just a book reviewer of the books I read. But, like I said, she did enough to annoy me with the first one, and I went through all the other ones on spite. As I told people, I was hate reading this author. But you may find inspiration and love through it. Give it your own shot. There, I'm finished. It's actually funny that in the middle of doing this, I had distractions from the kids, I had a power outage, all these other things happened. So it's kind of apropos if you ask me. But I digress. I will see you here hopefully soon enough. I've got 2 more next to me I have to get my notes written for, and then I'll be back in front of you. In fact, I'm probably almost finished reading 2 other books on top of that. So every time I get out from under the stack grows on me. But that's my fault. I'll have to pick one of my larger books next time to take my time through. All right. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. I'll see you soon enough. Bye-bye.